I am going to share with you something that everybody has been asking me about, even when I was in Cabo. The people there at the mastermind were asking me about this, and everybody's like, what the heck are you doing right now? Even my team, whenever I let them know I was going to start taking this stuff, which was now like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago ish, between 2 and 3 weeks ago. Whenever I told them I was going to start taking this, they were all like, bah, because there's one thing that happens to your brain whenever you start fasting. So when you start fasting, your brain just goes into like, you're just freaking brilliant, right? So that's something that happens when you're fasting. But what I've actually started taking are some things that it's basically, and it's safe. It's basically like the Limitless pill, if you've ever seen the movie Limitless, except it's not the bad side of the Limitless pill. It just became available for people to buy like very, very recently. So I was involved in an influencer trial with it, right? So like there were a bunch of influencers that were trying it, a lot of people that you would know. And so when I started it, I was like, okay, let's see how this works. Hey, Lynn, I see you. And I'm not kidding. The very first day, I was like, oh my gosh. So what happens, you guys, is you get clarity, you get focus. So how many people, like whenever you're working, you hear a ding or a ping and you're like, what's going on over there? What's going on over here? And you cannot keep your focus to save your life. This fixes that, right? And then it also gives you energy. It gives you confidence, right? It gives you a positive mood, like it uplifts your mood. And then it also gives you, my favorite thing is this. It gives you something called verbal fluency. So what that has done for me is made me a fantastic communicator. So now instead of like, what was that word I was looking for? Because post C in my life, I became very brain foggy and there's a word and I know it exists and I know I've said it before, but I don't know what that word is. And what am I looking for? How do I describe this thing, right? And then you just start searching for other words instead. This, you don't even search for words anymore. You have energy, focus. It has changed my entire life. So the reason that I'm sharing this at all is not because, like, if you guys want to do it, cool. If not, no big deal. I don't give a rip whether you do it or not. But they've given me a discount code for you. So there's that. The link for what I use is in the description of this video. Make sure you use my discount code so you don't have to pay full price. Whenever you go to the website, you're going to go through a little quiz, right? It's going to ask you what you're looking for, right? So are you looking for mood boosting? Are you looking for positivity? Are you looking for focus, right? Are you looking for, like, you get to tell it what you're looking for. And then whenever you receive the box, it's kind of like a little treasure chest. And when you open it up, I swear there are baby angels singing in there. I swear there are. But anyway, they say there aren't. I'm pretty sure there are. But anyway, so you open the box and there are many different types of nootropics is what this is, right? And then you get an app. So they're going to email you and give you the app download. And it's going to be your own customized deal, right? So they're going to say day 1, here's what you're going to take. Day 2, here's what you're going to take. Day 3, here's what you're going to take. And you'll use the ingredients that are in your box. You don't really have to think about it, but they will tell you what to expect out of that day. And in the app, you're going to say, okay, so I took it. And then, yes, I had these things happen, so you'll check mark them off. Or if you didn't have a thing happen, you just don't check mark it. I have not had that experience yet. But so you check mark all of the things that happened for you. And then at the end of the month, because it's custom to you, this is not just like a blanket thing, because it's custom to you, at the end of the month, they're going to email you and say, okay, so based on how this last month went, do you want to keep this? Do you want to get rid of this? Do you want to add more of this? And so it stays customized for you, okay? And what you want out of this entire thing. And you guys, there are amazing things that have happened in the last 3 weeks of my life. And I attribute some very major happenings to me being the best possible version of myself because I have optimized my brain. So it made me, because I went to the mastermind in Cabo, and I'm not very, like, I'm an introvert. And so when I get around a lot of people, I kind of clam up because I don't know how to talk to a lot of people at the same time. It's hard for me, right? And to talk to many people at once, I always feel like I need to focus on one person. So when there's a lot of people there, I kind of just like, okay, And so Amy went with me because she's my director of partnerships, right? And so she went with me as my extrovert friend, right? To help conversations go. And what I didn't realize is that because I'm taking these nootropics that I'm talking about, they flipped the switch for extrovert for me. I was sitting at tables talking like an extrovert from my heart, from my soul, but in a way that like I didn't feel small, I didn't feel sheepish, I didn't feel like, oh gosh, what's my next sentence gonna be? You know that awkward feeling that you get? I don't know if you guys experience that, but I definitely do. And I didn't have any of that. And so even the people at the table, when I told them like, I'm an introvert, this is like the brain hacking stuff that you're experiencing right now. And they're like, oh my gosh, like I need to know about that, right? And so anyway, the only reason that I'm sharing this with you today is because so many people have asked me about it. Now I'm just gonna send them this video so I can be like, okay, here's the details of what I'm using. Because everybody in my life is like, what are you doing? Because you are like the best you have ever been. And things are happening that are amazing in my life and that are going to be happening in your guys' life too because of relationships that I'm making, because of this stuff that I'm using. So I'm just sharing it that way. So I love you guys. I'm going to pop out of here. You have the best weekend ever, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.